welcome back to the Enemies of the Fire podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, I had to correct you.
You've completely thrown this off. Apparently, we're gonna have a complete meltdown. Like, what's that one team? The U.S. men's national team, gentlemen. Do we want to redo that intro?
No, I love it. I love it. And let's get right into it. U.S. men's national team. And of course, guess what? There's so much to talk about and complain about.
Yeah. Mostly complain.
The World Cup is 365 days away. And here we are after 2 games where we played 2 teams who quite honestly brought their A players. Most of their A players were there. And USA players couldn't be bothered. The best of USA couldn't be bothered.
Is that what we're really going with? Is the guys don't care? Because just God damn you, Landon Donovan. I don't want to have to defend Christian Pulisic, but I think he's right.
He's not the only one saying it now. I mean, Alexi's saying it. Wijnaldum's saying it. And Wijnaldum was certainly still defending Pulisic's decision to do it, but he is also calling out the culture of America and that it's not important to these guys. Meanwhile, you got Cristiano Ronaldo playing injured to win a cup days ago. We got Leo Messi leaving Inter Miami every time he can to go play for Argentina and go play for his country because it means so much to them. You have all those players where it means so much for them to play for their country. Meanwhile, and also are preparing for next summer by playing this summer. Meaningful and somewhat meaningful matches. I mean, USA got the piss beat out of them 35 minutes.
Dude, so not only, well, wait, that you skipped over, they lost to Turkey to start with. 2-1.
Well, I mean,
then they got stomped 4-0 against the Swiss. And Shaqiri wasn't even there, Chicago Fire legend.
Well, first let's start with what happened against Turkiye.
Is that what they're going by, officially now? Is Turkiye?
I believe so. That's what I've heard a few people say, and I was like, oh, is it really? Because I know, we all know it as Turkey, but you could say Turkey or Turkiye, I believe.
Well, it's like when the Ivory Coast prefers now to be called Cote d'Ivoire. Or if I butchered that.
So
anyway,
so the first question is, how did the USA not win this game? And that's the first question. What went wrong in this game?
What didn't go wrong?
Honestly, I didn't watch this one. I forgot it was even on, dude. That's how checked out I am, dude.
I didn't watch it. I put it in for a few. I didn't watch it. I put it in for a few minutes, and I'm like, oh, I'm checking out.
So I hear Luca De La Torre did okay. I heard he performed okay. But, I mean, I saw the Jack McGlynn goal, which was sick. I kind of wish I would have seen more of that than just 1 minute. But, that was pretty sick. But, okay. It's like the snake eats its own tail, right? What's the problem?
All right,
did Pochettino pick a crappy squad, or did he not have enough players that could play to be able to be picked? But then, does he know what he's doing, or does he just it just continues on?
And how many more times is Pochettino going to get a pick at the apple? I mean, he's now on a 4-game losing streak. With this, he against USA, when he lost 0-4, he is now on a 4-game losing streak. The 0-4 is just like the USN's national team under Pochettino. It's reflective of their record.
Now, I heard some talk, and somebody was like, if this was Mexico, they'd fire the coach. And I kind of think you're right.
I kind of think you're right.
But, let's be honest. You can't do it. How many times are you going to fire a coach before a World Cup? Honestly, this was supposed to be the shot in the arm. We were on this very show, yelling at people and being like, I can't wait for a European manager. Now, I know we all were kind of with Poch, but we had a lot of faith.
But also,
things.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and things just I don't see a plan. I don't understand it. So many guys are out of position, but then again, so many guys haven't played for whatever reason.
So the other thing is, like, this might be a sign that the problems of the U.S. men's national team are kind of similar to what's going on with the Chicago Fire. Like, the base isn't all as good as you thought it was. Like, the structure, the Fire, Gregg has had to rebuild the Fire from, like, just years and years and decades of just mismanagement. The U.S. men's national team is kind of in a similar boat. There's just been lots of mismanagement, including hiring Pochettino when they did in the cycle that they did and not getting him either in earlier so he could figure stuff out, and reducing the time. They've kind of screwed Pochettino under this too. And of course, Pochettino assumed the risk, thinking, he could do it. And he's been heralded as like, what is he good at? Oh, he's good at getting young players along. But also, there's been times where he had the best players in the world and he didn't get it done. So that's a real question about Pochettino. What is he? How good is he? And is he able to bring USA to where they need to be from where they were? It might be a case of the wrong manager at the wrong time. And this goes back to when I was talking about Jose Mourhino. You need a coach who was able to coach defense out of these guys and get these guys to play gritty soccer, because that is the way U.S. men's national team wins games. That's how we've all seen them win games, because their talent doesn't match England's, but they can beat England. Their talent doesn't match France, but they can beat France. Their talent doesn't match Brazil, but they can beat Brazil on any given day. With the right 11 out there, with the right 18 on the bench, with the right man behind the wheel, they can fucking do it. They've done it. We've seen them do it. But my point is, it's too late to bring in Jose, but Jose would have been the perfect coach for this team, because he's got that gritty mindset, and that's all. I'll let you guys take over.
You know who did really good under debut as a national team head coach?
BJ Callahan?
No. Carlo Ancelotti in Brazil.
We don't want to talk about that, do we?
I mean, I don't think the man would have wasted his time, coming here to coach the U.S. men's national team, but apparently he took a faltering Brazil team and they won on his debut.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Brazil's already qualified, correct?
Yeah, that was the deciding factor.
And I mean, dude, this is such a gettable guy. Like, on the national stage, the prominence isn't there, but the money is there, right? The U.S. is on terms money-wise with Brazil if they want to.
He's like Joe Man, the U.S. the U.S. Soccer Federation is like Joe Mansueto. Just, I got money to throw, but nobody's coming.
You know what?
You're not wrong,
guys. They made this move on 12th of May, 2025. Here is what I suggest to the U.S. men's national team. Can Pochettino can him right now? This move was made literally less than a month ago. You guys can make a change now, and just do it. Just do it. Just bring in emergency hire. I don't know, but who's going to sign on to this? Jurgen Klopp's not going to sign into this tragedy. You're not going to get Jose Mourinho in for this one. Maybe for next World Cup.
You know who's going to show up?
Dude, maybe you can get Jose.
Nah, you'll probably just end up getting Bruce Arena.
Dude, Pep, baby, Pep.
U.S. Federation. Pay whatever money you have. Get rid of Poch. Go get Jose. That is the only chance you're going to make it to the round of 16.
That sounds so insane. It sounds more insane than what's going. Like, the problem with Poch, and it's so funny.
What is the problem with Poch? Is it the problem with the team? Is it more endemic?
No, here's the problem with Poch. He has no fucking clue what he has. He's a chef who literally, like, you take a chef and just throw him in some kitchen somewhere is like, make something. It's like, I don't even know if they have salt.
That. You throw him in a kitchen that has a bunch of bottles that are not labeled.
Correct.
There might be salt. There might be black pepper. There might be paprika. We don't know.
Like, it could be anything. And that's the problem. Like, he needed a whole cycle to know what you had. And I hate to say this because I was too stupid to see it at the time, because I wanted a European manager. But if you were going to change managers and it wasn't at the end of a World Cup, it almost has to be an American, which means Jesse Marsh was probably the play. Now,
That should have been
we
the
go
guy
further,
after. Yeah.
but again, I feel like the problem is the U.S. looks for a coach the way that a team looks for a club looks for a coach. They're like, man, let's see how this guy does this cycle and what else we can do.
Haven't you said this guy's name before? He's available.
Dude, he's out of work. He doesn't even have a club. Like,
Who?
he was hot for a hot second. Pellegrino Mazzarato.
Oh.
Like, I get it. He's American.
Why did they let him go? Why did they let him go on Hoffenheim?
He didn't win enough Hoffenheim games.
Yeah, I don't know how confident I'd feel.
Dude, I don't want to talk shit about him because he did have a little bit of a really good run, but that's the problem. Like, he was hot. Like, now we got to see him get a new gig and see what's up. But the issue is no coach should ever go past a cycle. They never should have entertained for a second a coach to go past a cycle. And the problem is the U.S. is like, okay, let's see what you do in your first cycle to see if you get another one. It's like, what do you mean?
What's gonna change type of thing,
I don't know, but so hold on before we move on to other issues with this team, because apparently Johnny Cardoso just forgets how to play soccer. Once he puts on this kit, he just loses it because he's about to blow up at Atletico. He's about to turn into a monster.
You gotta take it easy. You gotta temper your expectations, bro.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is not the second coming of Christian Pulisic.
So. He's not Christian Pulisic,
and he's not even as good as Tyler Adams. Like, before
you watch your mouth.
Before you
start,
I think you're right. You should be pumping the brakes right there. I mean, like, Johnny might have a chance, but like, we've seen him next to him, and he's just not as impressive. But
now you heard of Yaya Toure. Now get ready for Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny Cardoso.
Oh, God. So
most important
Johnny,
US. Oh, I was gonna say, what? You got more?
No, I just wanted to talk more about like this team. Like there was literally no positives to take from these friendlies. So like, what do you guys want as a fan? Like right now, like, do you want them to fire a coach? And if you do, who do you want to get, or what kind of archetype do you want?
I don't
get that. What's going on? Our captain's dad using Chat GPT to beef with legends?
Yes. So the most Rizzless person you've ever met, his very Rizzless father, used the very Rizzless thing that is AI to produce a very Rizzless thing to complain about a thing that people shouldn't be complaining about.
Man, just name drop the dude.
I'm taking offense to the idea that they have no Rizz when obviously at least one has reproduced.
Look at the picture. Look at Instagram. Tell me that Pulisic standing there with that fucking girl on a horse isn't the most lame looking ass dude on planet Earth. I'm surprised he doesn't tell me.
You're telling me Christian Pulisic's dad is beefing with US legends?
Yes, because he's mad at Landon Donovan, who just. What sucks is everybody in this thing sucks because Landon Donovan's wrong and he's the person that sucks the least in this whole thing. So like, now you're arguing against the only good person.
You know how I feel about Landon Donovan, right? The man is talking a lot of crap for a guy that walked out on soccer for like 3 years.
It was a year.
Probably like 3 years because he never went back to the USMNT national team. So the national
dude,
team
listen.
After that.
I at the time. If there was podcasts, I wrote into podcast. I talked to people, all my friends. I fully supported Landon Donovan stepping away. And I thought it was bullshit to not take him to the World Cup because he was by far one of the best 27 players in our national team pool. And that sucked. And I supported that, meaning now I'm not a hypocrite and I continue to support the fact that the guys don't want to play for whatever reason it is. They don't want to do it. Now, if they keep turning you down, then maybe it's not, maybe it's not them, it's you, and they don't want to come at all. But that's not what the case is here with these guys. And the problem is it's not their fault.
Someone's hyping up BJ Callahan.
Yeah. We should have kept BJ. BJ was.
Don't worry, you know what? The Fire are gonna face him on That was a good one.
So James, what do you hold on? I know they're Fire going to play them, and we're going to talk all about because you said the G word earlier, which is funny to see what the Fire are doing versus what the US is doing right now. But we will put a pin in that. James, do you want them to fire the head coach?
You will never be Dempsey. What is that supposed to mean?
This is his picture that Pulisic just posted on Instagram or some shit, like while he's on vacation, while his boys are playing for the U.S. men's national team.
So so basically, while dudes are fighting on the field, dying on the field, this man is taking a.
Somebody give Mark McKenzie a medal because, God damn it, they're fighting and dying out there. Apparently,
they're fighting and dying, and you got this man next to a horse. You know, that's what Landon Donovan was talking about.
And he's wrong. He's just plain wrong. If you know, like he needed to step away. If Christian Pulisic needs to step away,
I would have loved if there was a Clint Dempsey type of guy on the team, but that had the skill level of like Christian Pulisic. Then that would have been that's it, man. Congratulations.
Not everybody's the same. You know, like what did I say last year when we were complaining? I was like, what are you gonna do? Yell at Barry Sanders? Like it's his life. He does what he wants, man. You know, like
or you don't even have a defender like Gooch that good luck trying to step up to that dude. You know. I mean, I know some of the Mexican players try to do that, but that's a tall order, man.
Oh my God. Well, we don't have anybody bossing any. Well, I mean, I guess so. Again, I didn't.
If you
watch
bring
the
that
first
old
game.
man, if you bring that 30-something-year-old old man that you guys keep raving about, I'm gonna be pissed.
Guys,
Who?
Pulisic is going on Jimmy Conrad's show tomorrow.
Oh, that's gonna be
the softball. That's the most softball of softball shows he could go on.
Our boy Tony Miolo's on there. Nah, you know what? Tony keeps it real though. I feel like if anybody's gonna call anybody out, it's gonna be Tony.
What did Tony say that he was wrong about earlier? Tony tweeted something and it was like, "Yeah, you're right." And then the second half, it was like, "Oh, you're wrong." I can't even remember what it was now, but
I remember when he used to commentate for the Fire. He,
yes, he's right. He needed an American on the staff to know the players. But Tab Ramos has had like the assistant job at the U.S. Soccer somehow as a coach, even before he stopped playing as a player. That dude worked there through like 6 administrations.
I think, you know what? That's the problem with Tab Ramos, though. He's part of the old regime.
Exactly.
Kind of feel like you need someone new, replace Tab Ramos. I don't care. Get someone that knows what's in right now, not some guy that's still looking at schematics from, 1999. So there you go.
Oh, James, please don't read this whole thing. But Eddie Johnson.
Just summarize it for me, man. I'm not gonna.
I'm not reading all that.
the TLDR.
But long story short, go on you Yankee players, U.S. men's national team.
Dude,
rah rah rah. That's pretty much it. It is.
He was supporting Pulisic's decision not to go.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly,
sure.
Nobody's covering themselves in glory here.
The Gold Cup is a B team tournament, man. It ain't. And I hate to tell you that. I know Tokyo get mad, but that's what everybody kind of sees it as a B team. Like even and to kind of make that argument, the USMNT brought a B team because nobody wanted to go. So, I mean,
well, it doesn't matter though. Like we only have X amount of time. It like
our starting goalkeeper is a third string goalkeeper on this Gold Cup team.
Please, right? comma, real quick before we jump into the Matt Turner news. I want to say this real quick. Like, I would rather if every team in the region sent their D squad to the Gold Cup. I still want our A squad there to get the reps because we have a brand new coach that's still technically brand new because we keep losing, so we don't go any further in a tournament.
Wait,
We
what
get less
the?
games now.
Is this for real?
Yes, I told you, comma. But anyway,
I can't
yes.
believe they wasted $8 million on this guy.
Oh God,
And
James,
that's 8 million
James,
pounds. It's 8 million pounds, so that's actually more than dollars.
Whoa.
So Matt Turner going to Lyon.
I'll read it. Matt Turner secures £8 million transfer to Lyon over in France, Ligue 1. Matt Turner could be on the move again, according to report by Tom Bogert of Give Me Sport. Turner will be headed from Lyon to Lyon from Nottingham Forest in an £8 million transfer deal. The American goalkeeper, who will turn 31.
Okay. I love the accent, but I actually just wanted you to read the headline.
The American goalkeeper, who will turn 31 on June 24th, has been the #1 goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team for a couple of years now. However, he struggled for playing time on the club level in recent seasons. He moved to Nottingham Forest from Arsenal in 2023 in search of regular playing time, but lost his starting spot midway through that season.
Remember when Tim Howard didn't have, had struggle for playing time?
Yeah, then he found his right club that worked. Hopefully this is that, but
so he went on to Crystal Palace and on loan last season, but only had 4 appearances for the club. 3 of those appearances were in the FA Cup, where Palace went on to win the tournament to earn the first major trophy in the club's history. Turner did not log a single appearance in Premier League play during the 2024-2025 season. What does that tell you?
Well, hold on. Before we got enough. We got the gist. I want to ask you guys, so I know, jokes aside, I know what you said. Is this a good move for either side? Is this a bad move? What do you guys think? Do you have any hope? Do you think it's over?
If there was a young goalkeeper in Lyon that wanted to make a name for himself, this is the man you kind of crap on to do that.
You're right.
If they paid £8 million for that guy, someone just got to poach Chris Brady because he's better.
I can't believe, dude, the world does not believe in Chris Brady. Poch doesn't rate him. Transfer market doesn't rate him. Coaches don't rate him. Nobody rates this dude. I don't know why. I think he's phenomenal. And I actually think he should be especially give him back. If you're not going to play him in the Gold Cup, if he didn't win the job over fucking Turner after what happened, then send him back, baby. Give him back. I want him. We need him. Gall's okay, but we need him. Yeah, Gaga is what was so Connor told me Gaga was going somewhere.
Hope he goes somewhere else, because I don't want to see this guy end up in freaking USL.
He's still too young. He's got too much upside still. He's got a good move or two to ruin a club.
Nina's super young too. What is he? He's 21. He's the same age.
Yeah, they're. I think Brady's better. I was on board for Gaga, and then now I see the light.
You know what? I didn't think that we were gonna have a better goalkeeper than Gaga, and then Chris Brady just pretty much told me to be quiet.
And Gall and Dowd or whatever are behind him. And I feel okay.
Gall is not bad.
He's not bad. He made the big embarrassing mistake on the perfect game to do that.
Yeah.
But wow. I don't know that the future is bright for keepers, I think, in the US, just straight from our academy.
It's always bright. It's always bright for keepers, man.
Nobody believes it, but I think Brady.
We need the future to be bright for attacking mids, forwards, wingers, center backs. That's what we need the future to be bright on, not goalkeepers.
Well, I guess Gio Reyna dropped a mixtape or some shit. No, some highlight. Somebody retweeted it. It was oh, we have a Ben Simmons now. But anyway,
perfect time,
gentlemen,
to take a break.
I think so. I think so.
All right,
take a break, everybody.
We'll be right back here on Enemies of Fire. Make sure you guys punch that like button, and we'll catch you on the other side. And also help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers. We'll see you on the other side right here on Enemies of the Fire.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to talk about some. This is the downer segment. I'm gonna let you know right now. But before we even get to that, I can't believe we got out of the last segment and I asked a very direct, pertinent question of both of you, and neither one of you answered.
What is it?
About the U.S. coach. Did you want him fired? Do you want to ride this thing to the end?
I said no.
You're gonna have to let him ride, man.
I said
you have to.
I said
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You gotta go with the Titanic, man.
Yeah, hitting the panic button here. I don't think you're gonna get a coach of quality. You're gonna have to bring in some old retread, and so like
Mourhino.
Yeah, I mean some old retread. I mean Berhalter's ready to come. He's ready to go. He's like another World Cup. I'm ready.
Don't take away the
Gregg.
He's
Berhalter.
ready. He's ready. He'll be back in second.
Don't you dare put that evil on me, man.
All right. Well, talking about evil. So the Club World Cup has got all sorts of scandal and problems. Who would have thought a FIFA run thing would have problems and scandals?
Yeah. That's
but first and foremost, they can't sell any tickets to this thing. Nobody wants to go to these games. They're jacking the ticket prices up insane, and people just don't care. Like, it's just nobody gives a nothing about this tournament, and it's just stupid. We kind of conned ourselves into getting excited on that one episode, but I don't know. I was just having a good time. I don't know what. What do you think about this? What do you think about this tournament in general, gentlemen?
I mean, here's Barcelona's lineup. Who they're bringing for the summer tournament?
Who?
You got Lamine Yamal.
Okay, they're bringing
De Jong.
They're bringing the fire.
They're bringing it.
They're bringing Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Rafinha.
You got Gavi. I mean,
I don't know. I can't get excited about this. I can't give a shit because there's just too many problems. So there's games all over the world, right? It's not just so. So the games in America, James, you had it up earlier here.
It's hilarious. Who had the genius idea of starting the Club World Cup and the Gold Cup on the same day in the same country?
I mean, FIFA, that idiots. People just don't care about this thing. But anyway,
sorry.
We are having games here in this country, or at least a game, and apparently ICE is going to work security, which is bullshit and fucked up. Thoughts?
Man, bro, they could have just got Monterey for the same exact type of work, man.
Exactly, right? They're running the same bullshit. So God forbid you're in a foreign country to see your team play and, you get mugged or something. Now you don't have your papers because you had to bring them to the stadium. Good luck ever getting home. You're disappeared at that point. You're black bag.
Good luck convincing ICE.
Yeah, no shit. Like this, how can you I'll say this. I don't want to get too super partisan on here, but I'll say this. How do you ever expect to have an Olympics? How do you ever expect to celebrate anything about anything and have the best in the world? But then, fuck you, we don't want you here. Don't you?
I hate to tell you this,
teams shouldn't even come.
I hate to tell you this, Toke. It has happened before.
Yeah, Germany had the Olympics, in 1930 something. Yeah.
And
go Jesse Owens.
Go Jesse Owens,
yep.
Exactly. Who I believe.
This is bullshit. ICE isn't even a real agency; shouldn't even exist. And then beyond that, it's fucked up to invite people to the country, to try. I want your money, and then I'm also gonna black bag you and send you to fucking a work prison in El Salvador. What? I don't know.
It was nice knowing you, man.
Yeah, I love how I dyed my hair a very distinctive color right before this weekend. Yeah. Be safe out there in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
So the messaging that the CPBP is using is a bit cryptic. said Thomas Kennedy of the Florida Immigrant Coalition. It's sort of alluding that people should have their paperwork in order to attend the games. It creates an environment where people are less likely to come watch the games just because of sheer intimidation. The question also is,
you better have your Euro ID ready.
did they
what
say
stops them
that?
from being like, that's fake?
So
That's fake, and I don't like your funny colored money.
The messaging was this: let the games begin. The first FIFA World Cup Club World Cup games begin. Start on June 14th in Miami. CBP will be suited and booted and ready to provide security for the first round of the games. I'm not reading anything about papers.
Man, we're just gonna have to wait for somebody to record it.
I do know
Yeah, exactly.
I'm often carded for when you need beer, right?
Yeah. Even though I look
So
old.
other than that, I don't think people really need to worry about it, right?
Oh, you're carding me? Do I look that young?
Yeah, at this stage in my life, it's a compliment. Now, I'm
hoping that there's no.
It just screams like
show
there's
me your
going.
papers.
Look, guys, look.
Because you're totally right about that. That call out.
Due to the political climate, I moved my tickets for Saturday because I am not getting caught in a protest in downtown Chicago trying to go home.
Happened earlier this week. Yeah.
And I got my kid with me, so
yeah, you doubly ain't bringing that.
I ain't going, man.
Nope.
I hate it, but
Don't
you know
bring
what?
Your kid.
It is what it is, bro. If people want to exercise the First Amendment rights, by all means.
Absolutely.
So
just don't. But we're worried about the element that can get a little wild and dangerous, because sometimes it can, and it has.
Yes.
We've seen some of that guy getting his hand blown off.
So
I don't know what happened there.
It is what it is. I mean,
no way.
At the same time, if people don't like it, you can always exercise your right to vote, right?
Yep. I don't know. Voting feels crazy.
Oh man,
doesn't it?
Maybe we should just have a one-off political episode. Anyway,
it'd be fun. People be surprised. They'd be like, "Whoa!"
Oh, dude, do you really want to? You really want to put? You really want to end up on the crosshairs of like your Matt Walsh types and whatnot?
Jeez.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's gonna be
God
like,
forbid,
he'll be on here asking, "What is a soccer player?"
What is a soccer player? Oh, you like Mexican food? Well, I think Tex-Mex is better. Yeah. Taco Bell is better than a regular taco, says no one. But
oh my God, don't listen. Taco Bell is a necessary evil. That's what Taco Bell is, man. All right, I don't know, man. I had to. This is the problem is, we all have such varying degrees of opinions on things.
We do, which is
tough.
It's awesome.
It's tough when it gets into this realm and we don't get to just fight about soccer stuff. But this is in my opinion, this is the biggest story of the week.
I think
you're not wrong for bringing it
up. Of soccer.
You're not wrong bringing it up.
We have a diverse set of opinions. Like, people don't understand the diverse set of opinions that we have here, and I mean, so it's like we always handle this stuff usually with aplomb. So this one seems, like I said, they're like, this guy saying, "Oh, the language suggests that they're showing the papers," when you said in the past they have had to, right?
Well, I mean, let's not be. I am of
the
opinion that
I will
none
say
of this
this.
really matters, because they could just say like, "I don't think it's real." They can just say like, "I don't care." Like that's just the facts.
Wait, what about days of the COVID when some games, some places you had to show your papers to be able to get into the to be able to get into the match, because you're like,
I'm just
show me
gonna
your
say
papers.
This. Shout
happened.
Out to CBP.
Holy shit, that happened.
Shout out to CBP at Miami when you're coming in from out of the country. Those dudes were nice.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue. Dude was cracking jokes and everything.
When was the last time you came through?
That was like a year ago, 2 years ago.
I wonder how the next trip's gonna go, man.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's launch out of this.
And when they're helpful, they're helpful. But when
let me put it this way: this was
everywhere
the bummer
you go.
segment.
Everywhere you go. So yeah, COVID. We had to show you had to show your little medicine card.
If you had it.
But like, I think in a way, man, you always have to show something. Like, you go, you want to exercise your Second Amendment rights. Guess what? You got to show your papers. You want to, I don't know.
You want to, yeah, that's true. Guess what? When you want to buy a gun, show the papers. When you want, and when you go buy alcohol, typically you got to show your papers.
You got to show your papers.
When you want to buy a pack of cigarettes, you got to show your papers.
When you want to buy a car, you got to show your papers.
They're copying
yeah, but
they're
hold on,
taking a
though.
copy of your papers.
Well, hold on. The difference becomes when that amount of paperwork isn't enough for someone. That's the problem. Because then other people who say look differently than I do have to carry more information than I have to carry. The burden of
that seems
proof
crazy.
is different.
That seems crazy if the burden of proof. Well, the burden of proof is different for. I mean, there's basic criteria for. There's all these groups and segments, right? And they all have certain segments of burden of proof. It's certainly easier to get a driver's license if you have a birth certificate from America. And then it is to get a driver's license if you don't have a birth certificate from America, and then maybe you have a green card, maybe you have some sort of other device. Maybe
you know what? Another thing you mentioned though is like I think the U.S. passport is rapidly becoming like your number one piece of paper.
But what about like licenses?
I don't even got one.
They've activated this USID, whatever it is, for like flying on airplanes and stuff. Remember?
Real ID, dude. It's been a movement since like 2003.
Illinois has been fucking us on that, by the way. Like,
I got mines. I got mines already.
I recently got my license, and people were talking about the Real ID. I'm like, oh, I recently got my license. I have that, and then I pull it out. I'm like, oh, it's not it. What the fuck? Why?
No,
why is my license?
Can I tell you something very fast before we launch out of here? My man, I got a Real ID, and let me tell you this. My original birth certificate, social security card, and many other things have vanished.
That's not good.
So, no, not at all. But
I
have
good,
copies.
Bro. You better get on the horn, bro.
No, I already got copies. Like, yeah, right. I'm telling you, all of those originals are gone.
Uh-oh.
All of those things are gone, and I still got my Real ID.
As long as you have copies.
Yeah, get a copy. Yeah. Otherwise, you might end up in El Salvador.
I will say this:
Right?
America is the greatest country in the world because we're able to fucking talk shit about this shit, and that's just.
I don't know Uruguay, the whole country.
That's what makes America fucking great. Like it's hard to talk shit in other nations.
Oh yeah, you disappear in other nations, man.
Yeah, and in America, they're like, it's too big.
Yeah, you disappear, man. They take you to the field, and it ain't for planting seeds.
Oh shit! Fertilizer though. At that point. All right, let's move on.
Invoking Goodfellas. Beyond invoking Goodfellas, gentlemen, let's bounce out of here because we have the good segment to come back to. And if you're a Chicago Fire fan, you know exactly what we mean by that. See you later.
Transfer
like and subscribe.
Rumors. Actually, none right here. Be right back.
No way! Welcome back. What the? Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to celebrate. I don't know why James has got bad news on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a week. This is the week. The Chicago Fire won 7-1 against DC United in DC. And what is the most important thing that happened?
What a juxtaposition.
Tom Barlow scored a hat trick.
Yes. Oh my God.
Man, we have criticized for like the past 2 or 3 years. The man that we have literally crapped on for the past 2 years decided to tell us to F off.
Dude,
and he won.
Dude, there is routinely a video in between segments on our shows that is of my fiance while I'm filming him scoring a goal going, you talked so much shit about him. Oh man. James, how do you want forgiveness for everything you've said, or is it like
for Barlow? I mean, no, I'm not too worried about it. No, I'm not too worried about it. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. It happens.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best game of his career. It's congratulations.
Gregg's system elevates. That's the thing. Gregg's system elevates players that might not be as good. as
It's funny you
others.
mention that. It's funny you mention that because it almost seems like Tom Barlow's like, even though he doesn't score, he pulled guys away from everybody else because he just had that burst of energy.
Well, he does make good runs. He's always been good at making runs. His problem is like missing sitters. I kind of, fingers crossed, this is the moment that turns him into like an 8-5 guy off the bench, right? Like that would be sick. Cause like, yes, I know he scored 3 goals, but like if you could get anywhere close to double digits from your second striker when your first one's scoring 20, you know what I mean? That's amazing. So like hopefully this is the thing that breaks him of all of those sitters he's had missed. Like how many times has James just showed something. I don't know if you've showed all of this to the people.
I mean,
but
I did. It's
God.
It's like shooting fish out of a barrel.
No, but like how many times has he missed this? This is a different one. But how many times did Barlow miss that shot?
Guys. There's a reason he's a freaking professional striker in the MLS. There's a reason he's not in USL. There's a reason the Fire have him on there. It's because he has shown the ability to be able to get the ball in the goal from the striker position before. On a consistent basis, no. But yes, he's been able to score a goal from the striker position. So it's not surprising that yes, and I'm so glad for him that he had a good game. That's just showing that, you know, maybe there is something there maybe that we've been not seeing before. Maybe there is something there that coaches in the past have not been able to get out of Tom Barlow. And then, boom, we got the coach that can with Gregg Berhalter, who might be poached by the U.S. men's national team after they fire Pochettino. But at least we got him for now. And you know what? They're doing something magical here. Like I feel like they're better than their record. They are a damn good team. They got one of the best goalkeepers in the MLS, bar none. I honestly think he should be the U.S. men's national team goalkeeper. Hit the comment below if you disagree or agree. I'd love to hear who your nomination for goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team is. It's Chris Brady for me. I'm going with this guy, 6'3" from Naperville, Illinois. Let's fucking go. Get this guy out there. He's Chicago Fire Academy product. Guess what? He can do it. He can do it. I'm surprised Gaga Slonina's not being called in. Like there's guys out there, there's prospects out there that are better than the guys that they're calling in currently now. Like I don't know 100. Why you're wasting your time on Matt Turner. I don't know why Lyon's wasting their time on Matt Turner. Frankly,
I think the Matt Turner party is over for real.
When you could spend so much less money and go get Chris Brady for cheap.
I'm 100% in agreement with you, James. I didn't realize he was from Naperville. Do you think he's a terrible driver? Anyway, I digress. Dude, Chris Brady, I don't know if you saw, which maybe you'll have to bring it up later, but I sent you guys who I voted for the All-Star game. And I didn't just vote for Fire guys because they're Fire guys. I voted for the guys who I thought deserve it. And I think Chris Brady is the best keeper in the league. Bar none, 100%. And you know what's funny is we're talking about Chris Brady so much, and guess who was in net? It was Gall. He was at fault for the one goal because what did I say about him when we first put him in? Like, don't play out of the back, play to your strengths, and he was digging around the ball.
Even that new guy from like Fire 2, like he gave an assist.
Oh my God, that was amazing. He could have had his first MLS goal. You're right. I've totally forget his name.
Look at that. He literally outmuscled that guy.
Like, think about it in his head in that moment. He most likely would not have scored that. But if you're that kid, don't you think, like, this is my first goal, I'm going. And he was smart enough to be like, nah, let's score a goal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to pass it. Like, I'm
sure the first team head coach probably took notice of that.
Because Mr. Gregg Berhalter.
Yeah, not every player will do that. They'll just be selfish.
Take a look at the starting lineup, boys. Omar Gonzalez played the full game.
I couldn't believe it. When I saw Omar, it made me feel good because it's like, even if he gave up a goal, it was kind of like, you need this guy to start. You need him to eat a start. Like, this is it.
Has gotten solid on that left side.
Yes, he's improved.
And Zinkernagel in the center opens my eyes to the idea of maybe Zinkernagel being in the center when we sell Guti and we sign a winger like Jack Grealish.
He really wants Jack Grealish. I mean, honestly, this was a heavily rotated lineup. You know, You got Haile Selassie, you have Kwame, you have Acosta, who hasn't really played a whole lot. Omar Gonzalez, Gall, and keep in mind, Kwame left out of the. You would think that when Kwame left, they were gonna bring in Brian Gutierrez. Guess who showed up? Dan Williams.
Yeah, which I love seeing. I am a big Sam Williams supporter, and I don't really know why, but I am. And so I was happy to see that. The problem is Kwame injured again.
He died for that first goal, buddy. He sacrificed himself for that first goal.
He did. You're right. So let me ask you guys a fun question. We have glazed this game a lot. We're very happy currently with our Gregg Berhalter, but if the tables were reversed, who would you rather have right now in this very second? Let's say U.S. Soccer fires Poch and Gregg is slightly interested in that job. Would you rather have Gregg or would you rather have Pochettino?
Gregg. For MLS, Pochettino.
Yeah.
Pochettino couldn't do it with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. He couldn't fucking do it.
Oof, man, he went there.
Give me
seriously,
Gregg.
You're right.
Gregg, give me the guy who knows MLS. Give me the guy who's got Americans in his staff. Give me the guy who's not afraid to have Americans in his coaching staff. Pochettino's a coward. Fucking coward. Pochettino's a fucking coward for not having a single American in his coaching staff.
Don't forget, Gregg has
Gregg
has fire legends in his staff.
He does.
Look at how uncowardice. Look how uncowardly Gregg is. He's not even intimidated. He's like, you know what? Come on in, boys. Let's fucking go.
You kind of have to wonder how much influence Zach Thornton has had on Chris Brady.
I mean, probably a lot. Thornton's been around for a while.
Yeah, because he's been coaching with them 2 years already, and in those 2 years,
he was around a little bit longer, right? Like I thought he was
two
before
or 3 years. He was there when Frank Lopez was coaching. He wasn't there when
Wiki. No,
Wiki
who was
there.
before Klopas? Who was before? Was it Wiki? Who was before Klopas?
Wiki.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Oh no, Ezra.
Hendrickson?
Shit, you're right, Ezra.
Gosh, we've had some awful coaches.
I thought Ezra had him too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Zach Thornton has probably had a lot of influence on Slonina, Brady, and Dowd. I don't know how to say it. Kid needs to start for some team so the announcers can say it first. So I hate to admit it, man. I must be drinking the Kool-Aid. I never thought I'd say this.
What color is this Kool-Aid?
So here's the thing, Toke. Before you get excited, don't forget who the Fire are playing on Saturday. It's
revenge, baby. It is revenge.
I think after that game, every other game has been a culmination of everything that happened during that game. And wow, we actually have a bigger win probability.
Yeah, we have the money. We're the smart money right here.
I don't know if we are this weekend.
I don't know. I'm super excited for this weekend.
If we beat Nashville, I want to say this: if we beat Nashville, I think you kind of have to wonder how far this Fire team is going to go. At that point, we beat Orlando, in Orlando.
We beat DC in DC.
In DC. Didn't we beat Charlotte in Charlotte too?
Yes, I believe so. Crap. Now I got to go back through show notes. Hold on.
I can look it up here.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh
James,
crap!
You're amazing at that.
We beat the crap out of Charlotte. Actually, I just saw it right now. 4-1.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, dude!
Is it upside down. Okay.
We have been on such a crazy tear this season. 4-1.
What are you talking about? We're in 12th.
It's on the.
We're not on a crazy tear at all. We're not. We are on a normal pace to maybe make the playoffs.
You're not wrong.
We're not on
But,
a crazy
like,
tear
here's
at
the
all.
thing.
Hold on.
Tug.
Here's
You're
the thing.
On the
exaggerating.
road.
The
On
East
the
is hard.
road.
Yes.
The
Okay.
East
I'll
is
give
hard
you the
right now.
road. I'll give you the road because we are on a tear when it comes to
Dude,
road games.
How many seasons
Look.
have we gone where we didn't even win 7 games? And
How
we've
many
already
points does
won
Fire
7
have?
games.
How many points? How many points? I see the points.
16.
No, we don't have 16. That's how many
No,
matches we played.
I'm sorry, 35. What?
No, you can't even see them on here.
Oh, no wonder. James, expand.
Expand. He can't expand. Okay,
Oh,
here we go.
no.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
So
25.
we're literally in a spot on the East that a win could literally trampoline us all the way to the top.
We've been
Like
well,
at this point,
to
Look-
second. We
look-
could tie for second type of thing.
So like away, we're either winning or we're losing away. Look at that, and that's a 60% win rate at away, 40% loss rate. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And then on the other side of it, at home, we're either winning, we're either tying, or we're tying. That's really what it comes down to when we're at home.
we're not losing points. We're making them up on
Yeah,
the road.
we're-
Well,
Yes.
how many points did? Well, think about the DC game that we just got revenge for, the first one of the season with the bicycle kick at the last possible second that tied that game, took that from a win to a draw. I'm telling you, this
Well, not
Fire
only that-
team is
not only that,
way
man.
better than I thought.
I guess the Fire was pissed
guys.
off about that game.
Look at fucking this. Second in goals for.
Oh,
Ah,
That's amazing.
35 goals, baby.
dude.
And then actually not good is the fact that we are really bad at defense right now. Like this is
Well, we knew that.
so there is a problem
We knew that.
defensively for this team to be so high.
But we're making it up though. We're making it up
we are.
offensively.
But we got goals coming out of our ass.
We have literally surpassed the team that gave us that 7-2 beating.
I mean, we have.
We're the second highest
Not.
scoring team in MLS.
How many
The
teams?
Fire are the second highest scoring team in all of MLS.
With
the
keep
game
in
in
mind,
hand.
this is crazy.
With the
This
game
is
in
crazy
hand.
because we struggle to score the past like 10 years. Minus
I know.
2017.
I mean,
And
they
that's
did
crazy.
just have a 7-1 game, so I mean that might skew the stats.
Well,
a little
but
bit.
we had a 7-2 game where we lost though, so that doesn't
Yeah, you
necessarily
would
skew it
think-
too far.
I told you
You
guys
would-
this was coming too. I told you,
You
the
would think-
Fire. You guys
would
can look at
think
past
that-
episodes. I said the Fire are gonna have like a huge score line, and it's just gonna be like them getting rid of the ghost that is that loss against Nashville. And I said it was coming, didn't I?
Well, we couldn't handle Nashville last time. What's going to change this time? What do we think? Like, who do we even think's going to play? Like this
I think-
lineup, like we're going to be missing Brady still. And are the kids back? Do we have Orahel back? Do we have?
Well, I know. So isn't Andy Nahar? Andy Nahar is international unless he's coming back already. Oh, he's on the Gold Cup roster, so he's not.
Yeah,
gonna be on.
Nahar will be gone.
Well,
and that's
Zimmerman's gonna
probably
be
it.
gone.
No, with who?
Isn't Zimmerman on the Gold Cup roster too?
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
thought you
is.
said Surridge. My bad.
No, it's Zimmerman.
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
Yeah, so Zimmerman will be gone. Their defense will be a little bit shakier. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, you could put a bet on US on Fire. This is a revenge game.
This is gonna be a revenge game. I think that that left side is gonna be. That's
Well,
the
that's the side
vulnerability
you
right there. That's it. That's the exploitable site.
Ansel
Well, and you know
Field
who's on the
too.
left, right?
Bamba.
Yep, Mr. Jonathan Bamba.
He's gonna be pulling strings.
This I feel like so much hubris in the fact that I think we're gonna smash them. I think it's gonna be 2-0, but like it's gonna be more dominant than the scoreline.
I think it's gonna be if the Fire can give Nashville like a psychological loss, like they're gonna walk in, we beat the shit out of this team 7-2, and the Fire walk away beating them, then they're gonna be questioning like, man, did we really beat? Was this the same team that we beat? Because it's not. That 7-2 might have been like the best thing that ever happened to the Fire, because after that, look what happened. Most teams would have just collapsed. It would have been like, 7-2, we suck. That's it, we're done. Fire of old would have said, "That's it. Let's just draw."
That would have been the
and
end of the season.
yeah.
Wow, we're seeing like
And
a
they went-
resurgence from these guys.
Yeah.
And the other thing, guys, is unlike Fire teams of old, I've said this since game 2. These guys seem to be scoring goals at a prolific rate, and we just bared it out in the stats that we just talked about. Something is different about this Fire team, and it is the goal-scoring prowess. We are seeing the best out of Hugo Kuipers we've ever seen.
He already matched his goal. With 10, he's already matched his goal total from
Frank
last year.
Lopez is like, geez, what has he got those guys smoking?
How many goals we scored all of last year?
That's a good question. That probably won't be hard to find. Just put MLS standings and go to 2020. Yeah. Go to near the bottom. There you go.
All right, so goals for,
We
goals
scored
against, 40.
40.
So we're 5 goals away.
off.
Okay.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's not even.
Right now.
We're 5
And
goals
we're like
off of our
halfway.
pace from last year.
And this is a halfway point.
Yup.
That's
The
insane.
future is bright. And these kids, it's the kids that make me, like, for real excited. I know Orahel might still be gone, but, like, Orahel, Sam Williams, I mean, Christopher Cups, who came off injured. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, not good.
Cups came off injured in, like, whatever tournament or game. It was a U something or other. U22, U15. I don't know. Anyway,
Fire are
but
halfway to
the youth
50.
movement.
Fire are halfway to 50 points, which they're saying is what you need to make the playoffs prediction for in the East this year. So the Fire are already at 25 points. They're halfway there with 16 games in of a 34
One game to
game
go.
season.
We're not even halfway in. We're halfway in after this weekend. Game in hand. So let's say let's shoot for the moon. Let's say we have 28 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Keep in mind.
I've become a believer.
Keep in mind that if you look at those standings, there's literally a breakaway, from the bottom teams to the teams fighting for the playoffs. Like if you look at the point. So right now, most of those teams are in the 20s. Those teams are like any of those teams could be finishing 3rd, 4th. But then you look at the dip between New England and DC. That's where you get that dip.
So you think it's already over for Toronto?
I think it is. There's
What
no
about
way
Atlanta and DC? Is it over, or are we actually fighting with those scrubs, or is it just us and Charlotte?
I think we're fighting with the teams in 10th, 8th, 9th, 8th.
I don't think so.
7th, 6th.
Don't think so. We're not in that group. I would say
We just beat Orlando.
We just beat Orlando. We got bullshitted out in New York.
I think that's the group we're in. We're in this 5 through 7 track. I don't think we're going to be the 9th or 10th team in. I think we're going to be a little bit more solid than that. I think we're going to be in the 5, 7, 6 slot with the Chicago Fire that we are seeing right now. Is barring injuries aside, like this team has been humming. And the other thing is, even with injuries, Gregg has been getting the best out of these players. Some of the best play we've ever seen. And hey, there's going to be guys. The crazy thing is, next season, Toke, you guys all at the beginning of the season were like, "Oh, I need to see a certain amount of progress before I am able to rubber stamp seal the next season of Gregg." No, it's we've seen enough. I can't wait to see what next season Gregg Berhalter on this team will be, because with what he's done already, what he's elevated with Cups, what he's elevated with Sam Williams, with Oragel, with all these young players that have just elevated. And meanwhile, there's other players that have not risen to the occasion. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to be gone. And new guys that Gregg likes or will be able to get the best out of will be there. And the guys who do get who have improved will still be there. Gregg is going to get a second year with this squad, and I cannot wait to see what that second year looks like based upon halfway through this season's results. This is not like Klopas. This is not like Wiki. This is not like Pochettino. No. This is not some false butterfly with Pochettino and Schweinsteiger, where we all sense the popsicle sticks and glue and rubber cement that was holding the whole combobulation together. Meanwhile, this doesn't feel like that. This feels real.
James, with the announcement that our glorious owner made this week, and the fact that, of everything that's been going on this season, you almost kind of have a sense that the Fire are actually changing the culture within the club.
I was talking about that with the U.S. men's national team earlier, and I was like, and I had a realization, I'm like, well, Gregg's maybe changed something here, because no longer are we the dark, forlorn dumpster fire icon of the MLS.
We most certainly are not. We're not.
Like,
I would love to be up there with Philly and Cincy, but we're not there yet, and I'm okay with waiting a year or two to get there. But we better stay where we are or above, right? But I'm very happy with where this project is going. It's exciting and fun. I think about this. I want to put one point on this. Think about all last season, or even before we even did this show, and we would just talk on the internet together.
Right.
How many times will we bitch and complain and pick apart the lineup? Yeah. Because everybody sucked. Everybody thought the other guy who wasn't sucking at the moment would be better, and he wasn't.
Yes.
So
even the guys that we highly criticized last season, your Pinedas, Orhel was an afterthought.
You're right.
I was expecting him to go, but we were saying how inconsistent Guti is, which that has its truth a little bit now, but just Pineda and Orhel were the two guys that. I felt that Pineda had fallen off completely. I'm thinking that's it.
He's agree. Done. He had a bad season last year, but he's really become a Swiss Army knife this year.
He has literally displaced Acosta, who should be the guy that you would think would be on the lineup.
Well, you're right. He's injured too, so yeah.
Yeah, well, and Acosta had a good game. That's the first good game he's had. Well, the second probably this season, but the first since the injury. And I'll say I was happy about it, but to your point, Pineda coming on the way he has kind of makes you happy. Look, Jonathan Dean had a good game. Obviously Gutman's older, but he had a great game.
Dean has had a lot of good games lately.
He had, but Glasgow, who's away with the U whatevers, is amazing as well. Dude, that's the thing that what I was getting at is we used to bitch about the lineup, and now I literally do not care. I like all these guys.
We're having good problems.
Cool.
Yes, we have
good problems. And I think most importantly, we have depth.
I'm just excited to see who gets to play. I'm who's on the field now?
And the thing is, too, is we saw it happening on Saturday. Kwame got hurt. Sam Williams came in. Nothing stopped. Everything was still going along. They were still attacking. They were still making plays. And, you always get a sense that when a sub comes in, it changes stuff. So, oh, wow.
All right, boys. I'm ready to I'm going to start shutting this down, this podcast here. I want to check this game out. It's been fucking amazing. I got to say, the NBA Finals, not as good as the NBA semifinals. The Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks put us into a treat. This has been different, but I'm missing this game. We got to go see what's going on, because right now something is happening with the Pacers. And if they could if they could get a lead on the series, I would love to see it. Hockey has been great too. Panthers absolutely just out-ratting Edmonton last week. This earlier yesterday. It was to the point where they have a Brad Marchand, former Boston Bruins player. Blackhawks might remember him. Blackhawks fans might remember him. They're throwing rats at him after the game. It's freaking hilarious. So Florida Panthers look like they're en route to maybe win their next Stanley Cup. I'm not sure McDavid and Draisaitl have the answer. But I'm hoping over here that the Pacers have the answer for Oklahoma City. But Oklahoma City looks so good in that second game. Not sure it's going to happen.
You going to watch any of this, DPG?
I might check it out. What channel is this on?
It's going to be on Channel 7, ABC, or NBC, one of the two. It's on regular TV.
Is it on Peacock? Oh, I was going to say, is it on Peacock?
All right, boys. I got to go, though. So let's shut this down. What's our final thoughts here on Nashville taking on Chicago Fire?
2-0.
I said 2-0.
Dos a Cero? Are you really going to give that to me on the heels of a Chicago weekend where the fans are fired up? I think you're going to see.
We should have predicted the women's game, but I don't know the Stars like that. Just fingers crossed they win.
4-1.
I'm going to both games.
4-1 Chicago Fire. They're blasting out Nashville's asshole with a bidet.
4-1, James. I love it. I hope you're right.
By the way, I called the last game, didn't I? And then I called the game before that, didn't I? I called the last two games. On. Holy shit! I called the last two games in a row. Whoa, that's insane. All right, I might be riding a high there with the 4-1, so be careful. But 4-1, I feel like they're gonna blast out Nashville's asshole. I do. I just feel like it's just gonna be like whoa, boom. It's just gonna be a Smashville. Nashville's about to become Smashedville.
I hope you, dude.
Right. I hope you're right, man.
I so hope you're right. Now, one last thing before we go, and I promise this is it. Shout out to Omar Gonzalez. He saved a child's life.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys saw that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Shout out
to
Omar.
2-year-old. Shout out to
Omar.
All right.
James, what should they do with that like button?
Make sure you guys take that just like Omar Gonzalez would after saving that kid. He's going to pick up a ball and he's just going to punt it outside of the universe to the point where it's flying out beyond the sun, beyond Pluto, beyond Mars, which not in that order necessarily, and into a decent-sized black hole. And then when it comes out of the black hole, all of a sudden, there's Daffy Duck. And you know why you want to hit that like button. We'll be right back here next week on Enemies of the Fire. Make sure you help us hit our goal of 500,000 subscribers. See you guys later. Thanks for joining. Come on,